Hello one and all, it's TeamTraction here. You join me at what just looks like a messy table. This is in fact my scratch builder's yard, or just my builder's yard in general, for all of my locomotives, coaches and all that. It's got various things from various projects all scattered everywhere. It's a jumbled mess, but it's how I work. Quite simply. So today's video, it's something very different, something not really, never done on the channel, and I'll explain more in just a second. So about a year ago now, someone came up with the idea of doing what we'd say is a coach tour, whereby someone would paint a coach, special livery, and then send it across the country to everyone's layouts. They would then, the prospective person would then film it, put it up on YouTube and send it to the next person. So it would be like a coach that tours the country. So the original tour had a few problems, unfortunately. Everyone wanted to do it, so the list grew to about 50 or 60 people on the tour, which kind of seemed a bit unachievable, getting the coach if you were 60th on the list, because like it would take about a month between people getting it and sending it on again. But then after a few episodes went up, the progress went really slow and the coach was pulled. The owner no longer wanted to do it. This upset a lot of people, and I was in my local model shop when this happened. I read the post and I was very upset. But then I saw something on sale for about £5. It's not that wagon, it's this. It's an old Blemer Mark 1 BG. And I thought, and it came to me, let's do my own coach tour. So I discussed it with the admins. I proposed the idea that I would run a new coach tour, and they were very happy with me doing it. I did make some alterations, which I will explain now, and then I'll explain what we're going to be doing with the coach. So for this segment, I thought I'd sort of talk to the camera instead of just hiding behind it. So the rules about the coach tour, the new coach tour, the one I'm running, are a bit different. So let me explain. So instead of having a growing list of just everyone who's going to be on the tour, let's say growing endlessly, each tour, and I say each, I'll explain that a bit later, the tour is limited to 12 people. Each person will get it for 1 month exactly, film it, pass it on, and it will go in a loop around the United Kingdom. So it starts with me, finishes with me. So I posted on the 18th of November last year, I posted the announcement to explain everything that was going on, and the tour filled up within 5 hours, so very popular. Now over the last year we have been successfully filming this tour, and we are going to start with this episode. This is a prelude. Now what will happen now is each week, from today, each week a new person will post an episode of the tour, one after the other, going round in the circle, and that will lead all the way up to Christmas. So then that'll be all 12 people done, 12 weeks. So yeah, you can officially, from this prelude, you can now count down 12 weeks till Christmas. God, that's depressing. So as I said about multiple tours, because it filled up so fast, I'd already had the plan to do multiple. So then in March this year, I announced a Series 2 tour, and that one is in the process of filming, and that should be ready to show next next March. And also, I'd invite you very strongly to hop on to the MRYCG group, join up and keep an eye out, because the Series 3 tour will be announced halfway through this tour. So the 11th of November, so it's towards, well, I'm going to try and do it around mid-November. Post it, and literally it will fill up in one day, so you've got to be active on Facebook. I will also give a pre-warning when I'm planning to post it, and try and get in on the tour, and that will be filming all of next year. So back to the coach. We need a coach to run on the tour. So as I said, I brought this coach, but I didn't want to run it in a standard livery. Right now it's in BR blue grey. I wanted to run it in a special livery. Now the guys who did the tour beforehand, they also painted it in special livery. It was like a green and cream. It looked quite nice, but no one was allowed to touch it really, and I feel personally that took away a sense of community. So I kept on looking, and then rolling the Seven Valley Railways 50th Diesel Gala, 50s at 50 last year. This heralded the return of Class 50 number 500033 Glorious. But it was so, wasn't rushed, but it was sort of pressed into service before it could have time to be properly painted. So they still had it in its primer undercoat. It was like a dark green. But the organisers of the group, of the sort of the people who own the Class 50, they took that to their advantage, and they allowed people to tag, if you would, the actual logo, and write little messages and their names. And the MRYCG even got their sticker, the logo on the Glorious. So this was it was quite nice, and I thought, why not do that in miniature? So this coach will be painted in a dark green and then shipped around the country for everyone to sign. So when I film the last episode, when this comes back to me at the end of December, we should have we should have a coach which should be full of tags and full of modifications, because I am allowing modifications to happen. So if people want to put lighting in it, or I don't know, put new tail lamp or whatever that they want, as long as it doesn't impede on others' creations, and it improves the coach, I'm more than happy for people to sort of modify it a little bit. So now we've got the coach, again a Lima Mark 1 BG. We just need to do the next step, which is paint it into the custom livery. So as I said, the custom livery is sort of a pale green, like the Class 50 that I saw. I'm using Tamiya XF73 dark green JG SDF. So just like the coach is repainted. The magic of editing. So the ends are completely black now, so the underframe, the bogies, and the coach sides are the dark green. The roof has been, roof is kept how it is. So all that's left to do now is to send it on its way. The MRYCG coach tour will be going to 12 destinations, 12 different YouTubers with their layouts, before finally returning to me in December, when we will do the Prelude. So I hope you enjoy the first ever Model Railway YouTube community group tour. This is Series 1 2019. First stop is with Milo over at King's Cross Interchange. So let's get this posted. over to you, Milo.